No mic. There we go. Wow. Okay. First time. First time. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. How's it going here? Glad you all could join me on this lovely Saturday afternoon, evening for some, morning for some. Still morning out here on the West Coast in San Jose, California, where we're currently parked in our beautiful, I think, slightly forgotten 319. I tell you what, I did a flight in the 319 the other day. Just because this livery came out, I had to try it. OT, exclamation point livery, if you want the exact livery that I'm using in chat. But I kind of forgot at how almost polished feeling the 319 feels now, with the beautiful Toga textures, the BSS sound pack, and I put the little IAE mod engines on this one as well, just to give it a little bit extra crisp detailing. But other than the FMGC lacking, you know, once they update the FMGC, I think this bird is still going to be one of my favorites. So, what is going on, guys? Hello, Blue Max, Simone Toomba in chat. What's going on? Chris. Night Debot decided to join the channel here finally. That's good. Captain Reynolds, what's going on? Load Master Tip, good to see you here. OT in chat. Thank you, OT. Positive rates in chat for you, OT, man. Definitely this livery. Been waiting for an old school heritage AmericaWest. Now, this is actually post-merger AmericaWest US Airways. As you can see, the US Airways logo on this bird right here. But the classic AmericaWest tail emblem, and then the AmericaWest registration as well. So, if you guys are paying extra detail, the picture that I put in the countdown screen was the actual same exact tail number, 828 Alpha Whiskey, which is also the same airplane that I have logged in for VATSIM. We're going to be taking VATSIM to Phoenix today. I figured I'd give it a chance here. I apologize, guys, for breaking from the Euro tour here momentarily. There's so much going on right now. I'm sure you all are aware of it by now, but it's in the airline industry specifically. And I just needed to take a break and go back to something that reminded me why I am in aviation. And this livery is very near and dear to my heart. As a child, I used to fly this exact route, this exact livery. I can't remember if it was a 319. I'm sure it was. I know I flew on a 73-200 as well, AmericaWest. But going to see my grandparents in California. Roger Marine, thank you so much for the subscription, man. And that's what kind of drove my continued passion for aviation. I would go to school dressed up, because back then you dressed up to get on an airplane. So I'd go to school dressed up and getting ready to, my mom would pull me out at half day or whatever, and then I'd head to the airport and fly out to see my grandparents. So this just kind of reminds me of that, and I think it's needed at this time right now. There's a lot going on with me personally, my airline. I know there's guys all around the world that are just, it's unbelievable what's happening. So we'll talk a little bit about that more in cruise, but that's why we're breaking from the Euro tour just for this one flight, and then we will be back in Europe here very shortly, guys. So Slam Canada, what's up, man? Dougal McTavish in the house. Good to see you here, buddy. JG Minecraft, what's up, man? Charlie Rundu, everybody in the house. Airman Roman, what's going on, man? Good to see you here. So let's go ahead and hop in. Let's hop on this thing. I've already got it aligned. Let's just take a look at those engines real quick. I guess we got the door open on that side. Look at that. I think these IAE engines on the 319 just add that little extra bit of pizzazz, if you will, just to make it extra sharp. So, all right, let's get this bird fired up and get out of here. It should be a relatively simple flight plan. We're gonna just walk through it, guys. I haven't flown a real airplane in almost 2 weeks now, and I'm gonna be flying a lot of flying next month, and then the month after that, who knows? I may not be flying. We'll see here. Pratt PT6, what's up, man? He says, any instructions to use the IAE engine mod? Thank you so much for your $2 Canadian bond, Pratt. I will. The IAE engine mod is, I made a tutorial video for the 320. I will probably make a quick one for the 319, just so I know a lot of guys have been asking about it. I'll probably make a 319 tutorial mod as well, just to see how to get these engines on the 319 as well. It's very simple, very similar to the 320. You just need a few different positions, and then you'll be good to go. So if you can't figure it out from my last video, check the Discord. If you still can't figure it out, hopefully this weekend maybe I'll get a quick video out on how to do it, put it on the 319. So. Oh, the SATCOM, OT. I forgot, man. I got to save it. Here we go. We're going to save the configuration right now. Let's see. Audio, visual. Sharklets, no. SATCOM, no. There we go. Save the settings, man. I'm sorry, OT. Forgive me. I have sinned. No more SATCOM. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's get back to it, guys. let's load this thing up here. Everything is off right now. We're going to get the APU fired up here while we do this. The crew supply auction is on. Ground control. Oops, that should have been on. That's already in nav. A couple little fire tests here. One. That sounds good to me. We should be verifying all the markings down here as well, but we can't click and drag with that fire test. We'll get the third ACP on here. PA push button should be out and on, but we can't activate that. Let's go ahead, and everything else looks good. Normal. Pack flow normal. And then flap is open, so fire you up, sir. Take a listen to the BSS engine sounds here. Make sure I got them all turned up. Does the IAE mod also work on the Toliss? Yes, it does. On the 321, it does. Once I show you how to do it on the 319, it's the same procedure for the 321. You just need to have different coordinates. All right, we got the AEU fire... AAU? Wow, APU fired up here. Before I load the flight plan, let's just make sure we're loaded up here. We're going to take... You know what? Realistically, a realistic load right now is about that. 2 passengers, 2 or 3. I've been seeing my friends that are out flying the line are flying loads minus 5 people. It's ridiculous. I had a friend that actually flew a dog. That was it. 1 dog on board in the cargo hold. So it's crazy right now. So we'll simulate a light load. We'll take 70 passengers. That looks pretty, light cargo. Nothing in the forward. It's all going to be aft. We'll take 1 ton or 1,000 kilos. It seems like a lot. We'll do that. We'll apply that load setting. Block fuel. We're going to take. I think 8.0 should be enough. Fuel's cheap right now, so it might as well tank her up. But not in California. So we'll apply those. Quick refuel, defuel. We've got it loaded up there. Let's go ahead and get the packs on. APU bleed on. We'll hear it fire up here. Oh yeah, listen to it spin up. High pitch whine. We know we got the packs running. Slam Ken, what's up, man? I hope you're hanging in there, brother. Tough times, but something always good comes out of something bad. Yeah, we'll see, man. Right now, there's nothing good coming out of this. Nothing good right now, but hopefully you're right. I know it will pass at some point, so back to what we were doing here. Let's get the flight plan in the box. Relatively easy flight plan today. Initialization, we're going with KSJC to KPHX. And we can confirm a line. Flight number, we are Cactus. What did I say, 523? And I am on that sim today, guys. So, I'm sorry, 527. Cactus 527. Cost index is 99. Cruise flight level 350. We'll set that in there. Let's take a look at the wind conditions on the field. Our wind right now is 140 at 7. So 140 at 7, I would estimate departure would be 12 left, a 12 right. So let's pull up the airport here. I just need to see the diagram. I don't remember the layout here. Oh yeah, 12 left for departure for sure, I think. We'll go ahead and do depart. 12 left. Confirm. And we are taking the Tacky, or the Techie 3, out to Lotion intersection. Insert. I guess we should do this proper. This would be a good way to stay current. So I got some surprising news about this whole COVID thing as well that's happening in May, and will remind me if I hopefully I won't forget, but we'll talk about it in cruise. There's some crazy stuff that's about to go down, especially where I'm working right now. How many souls on board? One dog. Blue Mac, exactly, man. It was a flight. I think they were going Kennedy to Chicago, or I'm sorry, LaGuardia to Chicago or something like that. And that's all they had. One dog. I couldn't believe it, man. Could not believe it. Techie 3 lotion boil transition. This is an older route as well. So I mean, that's why I had a break from the Euro Tour. I love flying over there. I've got some ortho that will fly over next, but in light of all this, man, it's very easy to get depressed. I'm not saying I'm depressed right now, but it's very easy to look at your current state and be like, wow, this could all go away. Everything I've done to get where I am, and then realize that's at the drop of a hat. Literally 1 month it's record profits, and the next month they're going to cut 75% of your operation off. Unbelievable. Never seen anything like this in my lifetime. This is way worse than 9/11. ILS runway 8 off the Hydra. So we're going to do ILS 8 on the Hydra 1. And then, do we have Blythe? Yes. Insert that. Beautiful. There's our flight plan. Got our constraints on there. Looking good to me. Flight plan's in there. Nothing to do in the secondary because we can't do it yet. In it B, let's pull up our weight and balance load settings here. I need to drag this. Why can't I move this thing over? There we go. Let's see. We're going to do flaps 1 plus F today. What do we got? Zero fuel weight is 29.5. And a CG of... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, 29.5 and a zero fuel weight of 48.2. It always throws me off because it's backwards. 48.2. Block fuel. I just guessed on the fuel. Let's see if we have enough. I think 8 should be plenty. Oh, yeah, hour 40 extra minute. Hour 40 extra. That looks pretty good to me. We could probably take less fuel, but we'll just simulate tankering it. Perf data for the speeds, we're going to just, we need to hear the BSS. We're going to go flap 1 speeds, Toga, no flex. I don't remember the last time I flexed in X-Plane. We don't need to flex. Realistically, we probably should flex because we are so light, but I want to show you guys the performance of a 319 lightly loaded. And we still have 70 passengers on board. So we're going to do a flaps 1 takeoff. We're going to do no flex. We could probably lower these speeds. I'm going to knock a couple knots off of them. I'm going to go 130. I'm going to go 130 across the board. 130, 130, 139. Flaps 1, no flex off of 1 to a left. That looks good to me there. That's loaded up. APU is on board. Let's go ahead and get our fuel pumps. APU is on board. APU is online. Fuel pumps are on. We no longer need the external power. Seatbelt sign on, auto. Arm those. Let's listen to Haley start doing her announcements. We could probably start closing up some doors as well. Leonardus, what's up, man? Says, what does that plus F mean in flaps plus 1 plus F? So 1 is slats plus F is flap. So 1 plus F, you're going to get slats deployment and 1 notch of flaps in the back. Now, in the air, when you go flaps 1, the handle position 1, you're only going to get slats. So on the ground, it's just a way to differentiate 1 plus F. Niels Christensen, welcome to Commercial Pilot, my friend. Positive rates in chat, welcome on board, welcome to the channel. Exclamation point, welcome. Also, head over to the community tab. I just posted the V1 After Dark questions. So for my commercial pilots, if you have questions for me personally, I answer them in video format on the After Dark podcast. So I just opened up the FAQ section. Niels, go ahead and check that out if you got a question for me to answer in video format. But welcome to the channel, man. Welcome on board. Glad to have you here. Thank you for your support, guys. Really appreciate it. All right. Don't forget to clean up the cockpit because of COVID-19. Oh, yeah. The last time I flew, I had sandy wipes. It was crazy. I mean, people were doing it was like, you know, I'll trade you 3 Sandy wipes for, you know, a couple of vitamin C tablets or something like that. I mean, it was crazy. Russell coming in with a 5 British pound bomb. Thank you so much, Russell. He says, thanks for the stream cap. Super bored being stuck in, although I've jumped into the world of DCS. Excellent, which is quite a hill to climb to begin with. Russell, I've been doing a lot of DCS lately. I've kind of gotten back into it. I'm thinking of organizing maybe a little training session. I've got a couple of members on the, you know, on a squadron. I'm a founding member of the War Dog squadron in DCS, and there was a couple guys. I think Captain Tom and Phantom 320. So I'm thinking of we're going to host a server, and we've got a lot of guys that are really experienced in a lot of different modules, and it'll kind of help everybody get on their feet and things like that. So stay tuned for that in the Discord. I'll probably be posting in the combat section. I added a new section in the Discord for Digital Combat Simulator. It's a fantastic sim. If you haven't already got it, definitely check it out. But I hope to see you there, man, Russell. Thank you again for your support, man. Really appreciate it. All right, we've got everything pretty much closed up. We're going to close up that front door now. Everything else is on. We know we can start the pushback when we want to. Let's just double check the ATC map. I'm pretty sure nobody is online right now, so for ATC, that is. And there is not. So I guess what I will do is we don't have to contact anybody because nobody's online, right? So the CTAF frequency, one of you guys in chat, remind me what the CTAF frequency is, and then I'll tune that in. But everything else, I think we're good to go. We're going to squawk 2000, TARA, that comes on. Windows, doors, and slides closing on. Beacon. It's on. Thrust levers idle. Parking brake is on for now. Check is complete. Let's get rid of the ground handling units. We'll hide them. And let's start a pushback. Get out of here.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Straight back. Let's do it.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
XP1972, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you here, XP. I hope you're doing good, my friend. I saw your 321 Neo stream and that Aer Lingus livery. Oh my gosh, dude, that looked so good. If you haven't checked out X-Plane1972, check him out again. I love hanging out there, just chilling. He's got a very relaxed environment. I love his content. Definitely check him out if you haven't already. X-Plane1972, welcome to the stream, my friend. FMAS, thank you so much for the subscription. Welcome to Commercial Pilot as well. Positive rates in chat for you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining the channel. Glad to have you on board, man. 122.8. 122.8. Thank you, guys.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
122.8. If I can... Wow, I went the wrong way on that one, huh? 22.8 on the CTAF. We're pushing back onto... What is that, hotel? I think we're pushing back. Oh, we're pushing back onto Zulu. Yeah, we're pushing back onto Zulu. I'll make sure my transmit is working. Pull up my San Jose traffic. Cactus 523. We're pushing back onto Zulu. Top altitude is going to go. We don't have anybody to give us clear or any restrictions, so we're going to just scroll it all the way up to 350.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Brakes release, clear to push.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Captain Geo in the house. Geo, what's going on, man? Dude, I feel your pain, Geo. I hope you get through it, man. I'm sure you will. But tough times, tough times, Geo. Welcome to the stream, dude. Glad to have you on board, man. Slam Cannon says, speaking of, they just announced the Eurofighter Typhoon for DCS. I know, man. Eurofighter Typhoon. It's going to be pretty sweet. All right, we've got this. Everything else is... Ooh, someone else is pushing back. Excellent, excellent. I love having you guys join me on stream. It's fun. All right, let's go ahead and crank up engine at number 1. Starting 1. Captain Gio, what's up, man? That's you pushing back? Excellent, man. Welcome. Glad to have you flying formation, man. It'll be fun. One events, is it true Neo models? Nose wheel steering is supplied by the yellow hydraulic system. No, let's see. Yes. It depends on which primary. Well, now I'm confused. Normal braking is green. Nose wheel steering is yellow, I believe.
Operation complete.
I gotta check.
That's parking brake.
I don't even remember, man. I honestly, I don't even remember right now.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Brake set, clear to disconnect. Thanks for the push. We're firing up engine 2. We'll take a look at the hydraulic page, then I'll probably remember. You're talking about for the Neo specifically, though, right? I'd have to look it up, man. Dougal, fun Simwings group event coming up. Dougal, I just got my schedule, man. I'm gonna check after the stream. Remind me, send me a PM if I forget, Dougal. But I'm gonna check I just got my schedule. Can you believe it? A few days before April. Normally we get them on the first week of the month. So I just got my April schedule, and I'm gonna check if I'm available. I'll definitely do that Simwings stream. We're doing a group flight. Definitely check it out. Simwings.com. Dougal has got it running. Geo, your Alaska 1897, sweet.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time, and have a great flight.
All right, man. Thanks for the push. We'll see you next time. We got a good start on engine 2. Crank it. Let's check this flaps out. All right, flaps are out. Everything looks good. We no longer need the APU. We'll kill that. Here goes our tug driver. And where's the pin at? There it is. He's got the pin. Perfect. We'll give him a little flick of the lights. I should have the nav lights on before we as well. All right, let's go ahead and taxi. Let's see. We're going to go 1-2 left via. We'll make the left turn here. What's that? Juliet. Juliet Yankee 1-2 left. San Jose traffic Cactus 523 will be taxiing on 1-2 left via Juliet and a Yankee. Alright, let's do it. Brakes released. Taxi light on. Ooh, that looked cool. Benjamin, what's up, man? I'll be with you on Cactus 27. Sweet, man. Welcome. Welcome to the flight. We're doing a group flight now, so I love it. All right, we're going to make a right-hand turn here. We're going to straighten out. We got to do our checks before we get out of here. Let's go ahead and start it now. Flight controls, full up, full down, and neutral. Full left, full right, neutral. Rudders, full left, full right, neutral. Auto brakes max, takeoff config, radar PWS can come on, auto, that's all good there. Forward call on the flight attendant, takeoff all green. All right, I think that's Geo calling for taxi. I think that was Alaska. Good morning, Captain Aviation. Welcome, man. Captain Reynolds, what's up, man? Good to see you here. Welcome to the stream. What's today's livery? New Guinea campaign! Exclamation point livery if you want the exact one that I'm using. But this is a livery that I used, that I just remember so much as a kid flying on AmericaWest. So I figured we'd take a little break from Europe, and you know, we're light. We'll just take this intersection takeoff right here. And I just wanted to get back to the old school, man. Just take a break from all the realities that's happening in aviation right now. We'll hold it right here. We're not going to take it all the way out, so I think we're pretty much good to go. For takeoff checklist. Gross weight comparison is complete. Fuel, we got plenty of extra gas. That looks good. Perf. Everything else looks good to go. All right. San Jose traffic, Cactus 5. Well, what's our call sign again? Cactus 527, departing with runway 12 left, San Jose. We should probably get the current altimeter again, 3045, 29901, we're way off. I was looking at that altitude, 29901, there we go. I'm like, San Jose is not 500 feet above sea level. Let's light it up. Captain Geo pushing now. Sweet, man. Gotta love it. All right, let's get everything set up here. Spool it up 50%. Let's do it. Man, Toga, SRS. Auto thrust is blue. $80 knots, thrust set. Neutral by 100. Wow, that is loud. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Got the chrono on. Look at that. Ooh, buddy. Definitely remember the AmericaWest commercials? Hell yeah, man. Ryan Provincia, definitely, man. AmericaWest was bought by US Airways and was bought by AAE, and now some... No, actually the other way. AmericaWest bought US Airways, and then AmericaWest bought American. The other way around. AmericaWest, man. The little company that couldn't. Thrust, climb, auto thrust. Nice thrust reduction there. Oh. There's no flexing in flight sim, schmo boy. Definitely. We're just gonna hand fly this a little bit here too. Here comes our S speed. Gotta retract the flaps. I love the detail here on the wingtip fences. The stripes. Crazy, man. Oh, there's a turn. Look at that shot right there. Juicy. That is juicy if I've ever seen it. Man, we really have a reduced climb out. What do we... 82%? Dang. Get ready to poke through a cloud layer. It might pick up a little bit. We'll get the anti-ice on. Just as we punch through this light layer here. Rand said, how did I miss that? No worries, man. Yeah, man, it was AmericaWest, and actually when AmericaWest bought US Air, there was some really bad blood. And then when AmericaWest bought American, it was even worse, man. But for a while, when it was just US Airways and AmericaWest, they couldn't even combine crews. They had West crews and East crews, and then the Union for AmericaWest had their own badges. It was crazy, man. They hated each other. All right, there's 10,000 feet. We'll go ahead and kill the lights. Let the flight attendants know what's going on. At or above 13 for Becky, or Techie. We're just going to hand fly this puppy up to cruise, man. This is one thing that when I did the podcast with X-Plane 1972, I was mentioning to him that it's often forgotten how wonderful the Airbus hand flies. And I love hand flying the Airbus, I really do. I mean, it's not, you know, you're not getting that real tactile feel from a yoke per se where you're trimming and all that stuff, because it is fly-by-wire, but it just makes it fun to hand fly. It makes it real easy to hand fly. Dougal says the IAEs look so much better on the buses. I couldn't agree more, Dougal. I didn't turn the winglets. I turned the sharklets off, Big D1. So the sharklets are what a lot of people refer to as winglets, and then these are the wingtip fences. So Airbus always comes with the wingtip fence. Now, fun fact, when I got backed into by a catering truck, we actually had to remove the entire wingtip fence. You can fly with the wingtip fence missing, but you have to subtract, I can't remember what the weight was. It was like a 20,000 pound weight penalty that you have to subtract. And we ended up having to cancel the flight because when we removed the wingtip fence and we had to take that 20,000 pound penalty, the amount of fuel that we needed for a flight to Los Angeles, we were too heavy. The airplane could not legally fly with that penalty factor. So we had to, oh, we missed a constraint there. Let's just go, we'll go open climb. And we'll go autopilot 1. So we had to cancel the flight because we couldn't get rid of our fuel. We needed the fuel. All right, let's take a look at that. That looks good. We no longer need the engine anti-ice. We'll get those off. Oops. Let's turn down the sound a little bit there. Ear blaster. Ah, Big D1, yeah, you fly a 7.3. Big D1, man, you gotta get in the Airbus more, dude. Gotta get in the Airbus more. Although that Zebo is a heck of a lot of fun. Oh, this livery, though. I really hope it clears up a little bit as we get over the mountains, or the desert area. Loadmaster tip sounds like the Delta Northwest. It's a very similar Loadmaster tip. Very similar. Are those Neos fitted with wingtip fences? No, they are fitted with sharklets. So the Neos come with sharklets. The sharklet is a little bit more effective, I think, for efficiency purposes than the wingtip fence. I think that was one of those. After seeing, you know, Boeing run the winglet for so long, I think Airbus kind of realized, yeah, they missed the boat on that one, and they should have designed a winglet like Boeing had. So that's, I think, kind of what birthed the sharklet, and that's why it's called the sharklet, because Boeing has it patented as a winglet. It's not a winglet; it's a sharklet on the Airbus. But look at that little AmericaWest logo on the wingtip fence there. Gotta love it. I never flew the A220, and you know, up until recently, I thought it might be a possibility that we'd be getting a bunch of them, but we'll see. We'll see after this all blows over. And no, I have not flown the 350. That would be an airplane I would like to fly. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. However, right now, if you were on the A350, you'd be grounded or furloughed probably, because they're not flying them international anywhere right now. That's just how crazy this whole thing is, man. Ed Reed, what's going on, man? He says, I was a dispatcher for US Airways and furloughed in July of 05 after the acquisition, hence my retirement from aviation. Ed Reed, man. Oof. That's a tough one there. Sorry to hear that, man. But yeah, that was it was definitely a bad blood between Airways and AmericaWest. The furloughs are among us now again. Kind of a weird shadow situation happening there. Yeah, OT, thank you so much, man, for this livery. Did a fantastic job. I hear, so what I've heard from the painters is the mapping on, like on the nose cone right here, is extremely hard to get right and make a nice stripe around the nose. So I think that's what held up a lot of people. Big D says I fly FS9 PMDG 737 because my computer is a Windows 7 32-bit and 4 gigs RAM. Oh man, gotta bump it up, man. But hey, the PMDG 7.3, even on FS9, is fantastic. Hiltrick says, hey there, do you find the Zebo's descent speed too high when compared to the Toliss 319? You know what, not really. I don't have enough experience in the 737 Zebo to really notice much of a difference. I'm not sure what speed you're talking about. You mean like the airspeed is too high? Maybe you were doing a very high cost index descent. I know the Airbus will have a very fast speed if you're at cost index 99. I think the 80 Mach, which I always turn it down just a little bit. Into Old Quito. No, I never did FS experience. Never did. Let me just make sure. Let me look at the map here. Of that sim, make sure there's no other centers on right now. Make sure I'm not missing anything out there. So I'm still playing with the Sim Toolkit Pro. I'm really enjoying it. Alright, there's no centers on right now, but hey, we got a couple guys in line. We've got, who's this guy? I see Geo. And I see an American behind us as well. And there's Geo pulling up the rear, looks like. Excellent, man. Excellent. Got a Congo line headed into Phoenix today. What's going on here? It looks a little bumpy. Are we getting bumped around? We're definitely out of 18,000. We'll set standard. She's not climbing. Well, she's still climbing 2,000 feet a minute here, but at 99 index. Let's go ahead and dial that back about 7-8 Mach. I've talked about this before, and I don't know why, but I feel both, or actually I should say all three Airbuses now, they just don't climb right. Their high altitude climb performance at cost index 99 just doesn't feel right. It's not representative of the real thing. And I don't know if that's just a factor of, that could be an X-plane simulate like winds aloft and things like that. I don't know how that's all modeled out, but they always struggle at cost index 99, so that's why you see me select speed here just a tad, dial it back, get our climb up a little bit. We can even do 7.7, we'll get all the way up there. Well, smooth enough. We'll go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off, let them roam about. Oh yeah, that's the view right there. Ed Reed says now people might be nice to each other from now on, but I doubt it. Yeah, Ed Reed, you know what, there was actually there were some stipulations that came out after the acquisition in 05, the Airways AmericaWest, and then there was another one, or was that the TWA American? It might have been American and US Airways, where they came up with the fair and equal acquisition rules or something like that. Basically, when there's a merger, you can no longer do what companies used to do to each other. For example, when American bought TWA, Trans World Airlines, they took their entire pilot group and just stapled them to the bottom. So a, MD, or let's see, what would it, an L1011 captain for 10 years or whatever, 15 years, is now junior to a brand new hire at American that's, 19 years old. It just wasn't right. So they came up with rules after one of those acquisitions. I can't remember. I need to read the books again. I've read, there's a bunch of different airline books out there, and it talks about what happened during all these acquisitions and how people got screwed. But they're supposed to not do it anymore. There's supposed to be a fair and equal acquisition language now. Well, that still doesn't help the thousands of people that got screwed back in the day. Delivery command doesn't seem to be working? Huh. Let me see. What did I do wrong? Let me post a link for you guys here. Oh, you know why it's not working? Because I have the permissions set wrong. Here's the livery. Let me change the permissions of it. All right, it should be exclamation point livery now if you want this exact livery that I'm rocking. It should be working now, but I also posted it. OT says the mapping on the nose cone is just plain stupid. If you look at the PNG, you can see that I basically had to take a chunk out of the... Yeah, I saw you post that in the Discord, man. That was crazy. Gerald McGinley, what's going on, man? Gerald McGinley is defending his title as livery master. What's going on, man? Good to have you here, Gerald. He says TWA got so screwed over the AAT. Oh, yeah. That was one of the most nasty... You can't even call it a merger, dude. It literally... American just treated them like absolute trash. And it just... You know, it ruined so many people's lives. And TWA was such a great airline that it's a shame. But, you know, it is what it is now at this point. But there are a lot of guys that lost a lot of life out of that. Mark Sputnik, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for your a $5. Is that Chile? Chilean francs? CHF? I gotta find that one out here. Hold on. CHF. That is Swiss franc. I'm sorry, Chilean. Is that even a word? The Swiss franc. What's up, man? Thank you so much for the 5 Swiss franc donation, dude. Really appreciate it. He says, thanks for the content and spreading good energy. Thank you so much, Mark Sputnik, man. Thank you for your support on the channel. Really appreciate it. Definitely trying to get the good vibes back right now and get everything, you know, just this view right here that as we level off here, let's see. Yeah, we're leveling off, mock out star. We'll go ahead and go back into manage nav, or manage the speed, I should say. But this view right here, man, this is why I wanted to do this flight again. Because as a kid, when I would go see my grandparents or going home for summer, or going out there for the summer or coming back home, I remember looking out of the window and just seeing this. And I mean, this is a little bit more modern than back then. There was less farmland back then. But I used to just sit here and look at the desert, the brown desert, and all the farm fields and all this stuff. And I would just be so excited to be on an airplane. And it was one of those, I mean, my mom let me travel alone, you know. I was as an unaccompanied minor at a very young age, and I just loved it. I was never scared or anxious. I enjoyed every minute of it, even being in cruise when there's really nothing exciting going on. So to sit here on stream with you guys and kind of share those feelings again in the midst of this crazy corona crisis that's happening, it definitely is a lift to my spirits. So speaking of that, my schedule for April, so we just got, like I was telling Dougal earlier, my airline just got our schedules out for April. Normally they come out the first week of the month prior, so I should have had my schedule 3 weeks ago, essentially. But because of the reductions in flights and everything like that, they've had to redo it, and we rerun our bids, and we redo it again. And I'm going to turn this down just a little bit loud. So they've been redoing our schedules over and over. Finally got our schedules out for April. I have a reduced flying line, essentially. It's not a full schedule. What I'm doing is a bunch of day turns, though, in and out, but they're all red-eyes, which I screwed up my bid, so I'm going to be flying a lot of red-eye stuff. But it's better than going on, you know, a 4 or 5 day trip and being in hotels and being exposed and all that, I think. So And my big fear, too, was that I would be out on a trip, let's say, you know, far away, maybe East Coast, or we're not doing any international stuff right now, but maybe way out on the West Coast somewhere, and then there would be a shutdown in flying. And I don't think they would just shut down the airlines per se, but we've had a lot of air traffic control interruptions. So Las Vegas shut down for a little bit, Chicago shut down, New York Center went down to ATC 0. So it's been absolute madness in that aspect. So I was, you know, I dropped a couple trips so I could stay home and just kind of see what was going on. Plus, I wasn't feeling too hot. After my last trip, I really wasn't feeling good. I thought, oh no, maybe I've already got the bug. But it's been 14 days since I've last flown, and I feel fine now, so I think I'm okay. But the company comes out and says, okay, so April we reduced our schedules. It's now up to 40, I think around 40% is the reduction. For May, the total number of reduction is 75% operation. So think about that, guys. You have a major airline, and you're going to just cut off 75% of flights. Boom, psh, done, off the board. That means if you look at the seniority list of an airline, of all the pilots, right, you have, let's just do easy math. Let's say you have 10,000 pilots. If you were to cut 50%, 5,000 pilots would be pretty much not really useful, essentially, because it's 50%, 50. Now, it's not exactly an even split like that, but I'm just trying to make easy math. So you can imagine what a 75% cut to all your operations is going to do. That means there's very little flying to be had. So the U.S. government has passed a stimulus package now pretty much to kind of save the airlines, because there's a lot of airlines that would be pretty much done for and going under right now if there wasn't a stimulus package. Now, there's some caveats to the stimulus that is going to happen to the U.S. airlines. If your airline accepts the money from the stimulus package, you cannot furlough more than 10% of your pilots until September. Now, let me say that again. You can only furlough up to 10% of your pilots until September. Now, what furlough means, for those that don't know, basically you're unemployed, but you keep your seniority number. So if the airline comes back, they say you're automatically, you never get fired from the airline per se. You can just come back to work, but you're not getting paid. You don't get anything. You don't get any benefits, so you're basically without a job. But you do keep your seniority, so when the operation picks back up, you don't have to interview and go through that hassle again. So that's what a furlough is. It's not very good. Some guys go on furlough for years, and some get recalled, some never get recalled, some find other careers. So if you accept the stimulus, you can only furlough up to 10% of your employees until September. After September, if it hasn't picked back up, you can imagine what needs to be done. Because at that point, if you don't have your operation back up and running at the end of September, you can't keep everybody on the payroll. You're going to have to let people go. So it's a scary time for sure. I would be, if I look at the cut line for me personally, they'd have to furlough pretty deep. But 75%, if they were to cut 75% of our pilots, I would be there. I'm sitting right about the 35% mark, 35 to 40% seniority mark. Actually, a little more than that. So right about 35%, I think. So I would be safe, I think, but what would happen is it's called displacement. So when you get rid of all your pilots, a lot of guys are going to get displaced. And what displaced means is they're going to shift crews around. So let's say I'm a Dallas captain, but they furloughed 70% of our pilots, but now we got to spread out everybody. We got to spread the FOs out and the captains out. So a displaced, you can get displaced back to an FO. You can get displaced back to the right seat, and then you can be pushed out of your base. So they say, you're Dallas captain, no more. You're now going to be a Miami-based first officer, because that's where we need you. So it's a very nasty situation, and now you're looking at commuting, and just a lot of bad things can happen. So, and obviously, it can get even worse, and they could just say, okay, we can't continue this. We're going to close up shop, and we're done as an airline. Now, hopefully the latter part doesn't happen, but it's definitely not unheard of. It's happened before. And you look around the world now globally, you look at other airlines in Europe, I know is taking a big hit right now. There's airlines going under. I think Flybe is done now. and you know, there's a couple of Asian carriers that are really taking a hit on this. So this is a very, very serious time, a very sombering time. You look back, and I look back at my career, I'm like, man, I've done all this, and I really just got to the point where I can enjoy a little bit of seniority. I can enjoy, you know, having better trips and all that. And now at the, you know, overnight, it could all be over. So always got to be thankful for what you have. And even in times like this, you got to stay positive. Hence the reason I had to jump into this stream here and just get back to my roots. Wow, look at that view right there. Look at that. That looks real to me. That is fantastic. This is what I needed. This is what I needed to get back. Get the positive energy back. Hanging out with you guys. You guys have been fantastic. I mean, you guys in chat, just hanging out with me and being positive and still liking the channel. I mean, there's a good chance I could be a full-time YouTuber before this is all over. So who knows what can happen, man. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out and understanding. So that's a little bit of what's going on here in the US Airlines. And I know it's crazy all around the globe. It's not just the US, but it's nuts. So back to the chat. Ed Reed says the union reps did very little, if anything at all. They were afraid of losing their positions of Eastern. Yep. And that's the other thing. So when all this furlough starts happening, or mergers start happening, and mergers and acquisitions could be a possibility too, because now if all the stock prices are in the tank for all these airlines, somebody could buy somebody and now you're screwed. But it's very political and who gets what. Ed Reed definitely has a point there. Ryan Provencia says it sounds exactly like me on a plane as a kid. And now, unless it's a pitch black night or complete cloud cover, I don't need just a window. Yep, Ryan, I agree, man. I still get excited. I'm not going to lie. In cruise, I close the window shade now in cruise. If I'm deadheading or something, I try to get some sleep. But as a kid, I would literally sit out the window and stare at this in cruise. And, you know, I had a lot of seats. I'd have over here. You know, sitting right here on the engine. That's a good shot right there. So, definitely, man. Avio Man, what's going on, man? I'm scrolling back in chat to catch up. So, good afternoon. Good to see you here. Yep, Ed Reed, a lot of controllers got the virus. That's right, man. That's what was shutting it down. It was crazy. Gerald McGinley says our usual DFW Terminator is being scaled down from a 19 to a 145. That is absolutely crazy. Ryan said an airline that goes from 1,500 planes to 375. Yep, and you can see pictures of hundreds of airplanes being parked all across the globe. I mean, I'll post them in chat or in Discord when I'm done with the stream. I've got buddies that have been flying into these airports that are parking airplanes. So my good friend was flying into Houston the other night, and Houston International, IAH, like this is a big time airport. Going in there, it's always busy. You're always following traffic. It's nuts. They cleared him to land 100 miles from the airport. Think about that. You're coming into a major international airport, United's hub, and they cleared him to land 100 miles out because there was no other traffic, and it was only 8 o'clock at night on a weekday. 100 miles out. They changed the runway about 4 different times, but that was it. I mean, because the only reason they changed the runway on him was because they were parking airplanes. So they were using the runways as taxiways to get aircraft to different locations to park them. The only other time I've heard of something like that happening was 9/11 when they said we're evacuating the tower, you're clear to land. So, absolutely crazy, man. Big D1 says, I think in the end, one world mindset will be a fact. Only government-controlled airline conglomeration. Big D1, I'm inclined to agree with you, man. Kept case is positive vibration. Yes, sir. XP said he got furloughed. That's right. X-Plane 1972 has been through this. I mean, he went through this when he was in aviation. AirTran Southwest merger, absolutely. So, Dougal DM, I caught up to chat now. Let me get back up. I scroll up to the most recent chat, so let me know what you guys think about all that. But yeah, that was my little spiel on what's happening right now. Dougal, oh well, I got you. Let me fix that, man. Is that on the? Let me take a look here. Ah, I hear you, Dougal. Let me fix that right now, man. Let me fix that link for you. It should be fixed, Dougal. Thanks for pointing that out, man. All right, let's see where we are in the airplane here. We'll make sure we're not getting out of control here. 364 miles out. We're still looking good. We're still chilling. Everybody's hanging out. Still got our... looking at the live ATC map. Still got Geo back there. A couple other guys flying. I love it. I wonder if we can see traffic behind us now. Not quite. There we go. Look at that. I love this little 319. I really think, you know, with the 321 being out and the Neo mods with the 320 and 321, and you can do a Neo mod to the 319 as well. But I miss this little 319. Just look at this little bird. I love it, man. I love our 319. When it gets that update for the FMGC, I think might be one of my favorite planes to fly. OT says you need to get the IAE BSS pack for this bird. After I got it, I only want to fly a 319. Yes, I keep forgetting. You know, my mind has been so scattered. I've even forgotten to get the IAE pack. I'm going to do that next, and we'll probably take a 19. We'll probably take a 319 on our next Euro Tour flight. We are sitting in, where are we at? Where did we land? We landed in Dusseldorf, right? So we'll probably take a 319 out of there next with the IAE sound pack specifically. Thanks for the reminder there, OT. Captain Gia, what's up, man? He says, I went to return my airport badge yesterday, and Miami International was dead. Like 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. rush looked like 11 p.m. night. It's sad. Gio, I hear you, man. I can't believe that, dude. That is nuts that it's that empty. Gosh, man. Gary Copper coming in with a 5 British pound bomb. Thank you so much. He says, just to say thanks for all these great streams. Learn modes from your content. Gary, thank you so much for your support of the channel, man. Thank you for that huge 5 British pound bomb. I really appreciate it, man. I'm glad you're learning. Glad you're enjoying the content here. Big D1, Avio Man got put on hold. Avio Man, you got put on hold from flight training? Oh, dude. I know that you're not the only one, man. I've heard, I think someone else was talking in Discord about that. But that is a tough break, dude. But, Avio Man, don't get discouraged because, like I've said before, as crazy as this is going to get, I think it's still a little bit more scary for someone who is already in the airlines right now with a seniority number, because you don't know what's going to happen next. Are you going to lose your seniority? Are you going to lose your airline? For you guys that are just going through training right now, keep your spirits up, even if you get put on pause, because at some point this will pass. The craziness of this coronavirus will pass, and the airlines will pick up again. Now, does that mean I might be working for the same airline? Maybe not. I might be with someone else. I may be furloughed. Who knows what can happen from my point of view. But for you guys in training, it will pick up again, and pilots will be needed again. So don't get discouraged. Stay positive. You've got all the time in the world, and then, you know, you may have fewer airlines to apply to. You may have fewer airlines to apply to when you finish your training, but at least you'll still be applying to an airline. And I think, you know, the next pandemic or the next something crazy that happens, we'll be a little bit more prepared for it. It pretty much caught everybody off guard. Ryan says, I tend to like to fly the extreme ends of the size range of a type, so the 19 and the 21. Yep. I also have an affinity for flying the pencils, the 321 in particular. Yeah, man. I do enjoy the 321. I need to, I don't know, I think the problem with the 320 is there's no BSS pack. When I get in this 319 and I hear the BSS sound pack doing its thing, it just feels so clean and crisp to me. Even with the Neo sound pack, the Neo sound pack is good for the 321, but we're still missing that BSS internal sound. So, you know, you look at the 320 Neo from Flight Factor, where we have the best of both worlds. We've got BSS internals, BSS switch sounds and announcements, but then we have the FT Sim engine sounds. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Eagle 1 with you. Oh boy. Honeycomb arrived last night. Eagle 1. That's fantastic, dude. Still loving my honeycomb yoke to this day, man. Flies great. Neil says the 319 is an Airbus little pocket rocket. I saw a video of an empty Eurowings takeoff and pretty much go vertical after cleaning up. Oh yeah, Nils, I'm telling you, man, the 319 is a heck of a lot of fun empty. Now, while it doesn't look as, it's not as fun per se, but if you get a 321 empty, oh buddy, that sucker's a rocket too. But the 319 is much more of a tank. Yeah, you know, I feel it's just more nimble. You know, you get it in and out of high descent profile airports. I mean, look, we were able to get it in relatively easily into London City, although I screwed up a little bit on that approach. I was too fast before we started down. Abby Man says I was supposed to start the 20th with this airline, and the 17th I got an email saying that they have been postponed until further notice. Oh, Avio, man, dude. I'm sorry, man. That's tough. But like I said, dude, try to stay positive. Use this time to further expand your knowledge of the airlines. You know, maybe pull up some older books. You know, start reading about unions a little bit, because that's gonna come into a role in your career. You know, the Confessions of a Union Buster is a good one, but there's a lot of good books out there that talk about this exact situation happening back in the day. You know, with 9/11, and then with a lot of the mergers before 9/11. So definitely use this time to expand your knowledge into the industry as a whole. But don't get too discouraged. It'll pick up, man. Daniel says, what's up, hey everyone, praying for you, for all you guys out in the industry right now. I actually just applied to my student pilot certificate today. Nice, dude. That is awesome. Thank you so much, man. Definitely need it. Keep it up. But that is awesome that you're going for the student pilot certificate. That'll be sweet, man. Make sure once you're out there and you start flying and stuff, that you get some pictures. Put them up in the Discord. That's awesome. Big D1 says, when your eyesight gets too bad or your blood pressure too high, there's always truck driving. Yes, sir. Yeah, I think we will get BSS for the 21 as well, Ryan. I'm not sure when, but I'm pretty sure it'll happen at some point. I just love this livery, man. It just brings me back. Gerald said, today is a sad day. There's only one 757 luxury jet still active in American's fleet. All the rest have been sent to Tulsa and Roswell. Yep. Yeah, dude, I'm going to post some images. See, I don't think I can download them right now from my group chat. But it's basically images. They might be floating around on the internet. Let's see. Can I forward this whole thing? I'm trying to forward these off of my phone. I mean, it really is depressing when you see all these tails parked out there. Tail to tail, wingtip to wingtip. Now let's see. Can I go Discord from here? Ooh, I can. So I'm gonna go Discord. Alright, so I'm going to post a load of photos in the... I'll just put them in the photos section of the Discord. Or, no, I can't do that. I'm just going to put them in general right now because I can't. I'm doing it from my phone. Take a look at that, guys. So I'm posting a bunch of photos in the Discord right now. You may have seen some of these, you may have not. But hopefully those upload. Let me see if they uploaded already. Where did I put them? Yeah, check it out. It's in the general chat on Discord. Definitely load it out. All right, let's take a look. We probably have to start doing some preparations here. 288, just about time to start doing some prep. We'll sit behind the wing here for a minute. I wonder if I can't really pull my Discord up, but let's see. Ryan says, speaking of the 321 on rockets, the first time I flew one on real life, I think they went completely Toga for takeoff, 0 to 160 in 6 seconds, and airborne right after. Oh yeah, they might have been light, going full Toga, man. I tell you what, that 321, it is an underappreciated beast. It can be a dog, no doubt, but it can definitely be a beast when you're light, which most airplanes can, but for some reason that bird really, it just excels to a different level. Thank you, Victor Hugo, for the subscription, man. Welcome on board, man. Really appreciate it. Ryan, do you have a video of it out the window? Nice. Post it in the Discord, man. I'll take a look at it. Gerald says we got 4 baby buses spending the next 2 weeks on our overnight right now. Wow. Some have already been here for 3 days. That's just crazy, Gerald. And the thing is, it's only going to get worse. I mean, they're going to be parking more. April is one thing. May is going to be... and June. And the thing is, the double-edged sword here is not only is that all happening and this is bad and they're parking planes, but this is during summertime when everybody is flying normally. This is normally when you have a lot of revenue coming from air travel. Oh, there's somebody talking on the VATSIM network there. I can't really hear them though. Maybe I gotta turn my output volume up here a little bit. Let's see. Let's see, settings. I'm gonna turn up the output volume a little bit. There we go. Alright, let's start planning for our arrival here. We can get rid of San Jose. We no longer need that. Let's pull up Phoenix. Pull up the Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. (10.9) page looks good. Also, what was the wind doing out there? No weather information available. Nice. Okay. Arrival. We're doing the Hydra 1 RNAV. And then we're gonna land her on runway 8. So we're going to pull up our runway 8 approach chart here. Oops. Approach. There we go. ILS to runway 8. Nice long runway. Roll it off at the end. Beautiful. 111.75.078. Get our LS push buttons on. We've still got a little bit of time, only 258 miles, so we're still got a little bit of time left before we really need to start planning. Let's do a flyby shot. Oh yeah.
Ahead. Look up.
Thank you for the subscription there, Renko. Welcome aboard, man. Oh man, look at those mountains down there. Where are we at? I think we're gonna be close to LA, right? Or southern SoCal. Get ready. We're already past San Bernardino. Yeah, LA was out off the right, back there. We're getting ready to go through the pass. 29 Palms. There's Big Bear down there. That's cool. Woo. Ed Reed coming in with the Phoenix weather. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And Big D1. Make sure none of you messing with me. Yeah, they all match up. 120 at 5, 10 miles clear. Or few at 5,500. Excellent. Thank you guys for the weather. Jeff Baird says, I have 33 years with my airline in Chicago. I'm not convinced my job is secure come October. Jeff Baird, I hear you, man. Nobody's job. Nobody's sure anymore, man. It sucks, man. Definitely sucks. Ryan says, coming right up. I'll get the link in the awesome, man. Appreciate it. Henry says, imagine the bills for parking fees. Yeah, so you got to pay. It's not as simple as just putting an airplane on a piece of pavement and leaving it. I mean, you got to pay for it to be stored there. Then it's got to go through stuff when it does come out of parking. You still have to pay your leases on it. I mean, a lot of these airplanes aren't owned by the airlines yet. They're still their leases. So they're making payments on airplanes that aren't making any money. That's not sustainable. Gary says, I just seen the photos. Very depressing for the airline. Very depressing indeed, man. Dimitri in the house. What is going on, Dimitri? Greetings, Captain. Sorry I am late. I had to make a run to the local hospital and donate all my masks and glove supplies. I had part of my work. They need it badly. Dimitri, welcome to the stream, man. Don't sweat it at all. That is very nice of you to donate those masks and stuff to the hospital. That is great, dude. Especially if you got it from your business and you don't need them. They definitely need it. I've got a lot of friends. So, I don't know, for some reason, a lot of pilots end up marrying nurses. And I have a lot of friends where their wives are in the medical industry, medical field right now. And they don't have masks, and they're afraid they're going to pass it to their families. And a lot of them are getting sick, and then they have to be self-quarantined. It's really becoming an insane situation all around. I mean, just not only the airline industry, but the medical industry. It's crazy. So one of my best friends, his wife is a nurse, and she thinks she's actually sick. And then my wife's cousin and family is sick already. They have coronavirus right now, so they are not doing too well. And so it's not only impacting me personally, but all around the world, man. But welcome to the stream, Dimitri. Glad you could donate and help him out. Welcome aboard. Dimitri says, sounds like I missed some important conversations here. I'll be sure to watch. Yeah, Dimitri, we basically just talked all about what furloughs are, what my situation is with current furloughs, and what can happen in the upcoming months. So who knows, man. And I never even got around to May. So what I was saying when they're going to cut 75% off the top, they're offering pilots a reduced paid time off situation. So you're not going on furlough, and what it's to do is to help mitigate involuntary furlough. So the way that we get paid is a monthly salary based on how many hours you fly that month, or we call it block time. A block time is basically from when the door's shut to when the door opens again on the ground. That's your block time, wheels out, or or chalk time. Sometimes people call it that. So, what they're offering now, starting in May, is a voluntary time off, or voluntary incentive line, is another term out there, where they offer you 50 to 55 hours of pay to just stay home. You can't pick up open time. You can't pick up any reserve. You basically can't add anything to it. And 50 to 55 hours is not bad. A base, kind of a baseline for the industry, is right about that 72, 74 hour mark. That's kind of what a normal minimum pay is, about 72 to 74 hours a month. So they're offering close to 80%, whatever 55 hours is, I don't know if that's, I'm not kind of bad at math, but right around the 80% mark, reduced pay to just stay home. Now, a lot of people can do it, if you live below your means and stuff, and it's something that I'm going to entertain the idea of doing, because having a young one at home, I don't want to get sick, number one. I don't want to get my wife sick. And now I know children they don't really show symptoms of it, but if my wife and I are sick, it's going to be very hard to take care of the baby, right? So it just is a bad situation. So I may do it just for that reason. I might try to do a voluntary leave so I minimize my exposure to the virus right now. Because even with all the lockdowns happening across the country, airline pilots, airline crews are still considered essential personnel. So we still have to go to work. We still move metal. For right now, that is anyway. But yeah, that's what's happening in May, and I think it's going to carry on throughout the summers, like May, June, July. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but that's kind of what they're offering. Is they're offering 50 hours of pay, 55 hours of pay to stay home and not fly at all. But you get to keep your seniority, you get to keep your accrual. You don't get to accrue sick time during that time off, but you still get to keep your seniority and everything like that. So it is an option, and if enough people do it, because it is voluntary, then they may not have to furlough coming out of this September timeline. Ed Reed says United stock went down 14.6 a share Friday. Yep, the stock's unbelievable, man. I think even JetBlue got hit really hard too. They went down to single digits. Unbelievable. Gerald says, do you remember seeing that old Translift 320 AmericaWest had? EITLF, such a strange aircraft, but with just the AWE. Yeah, I do, Gerald McGinley. And I remember I actually looked up some pictures of it the other day. I was going through just some really old vintage airplane stuff that I was growing up with. So I was just kind of browsing the interwebs for photos, and I came across some old school. I was like, old school AmericaWest. I was looking at the old 737-200s. That might be a thing. We might have to take the FlyJ-Sim 73200 out in Europe. But the thing is, we can't take an AmericaWest livery. But we might have to take up that old bird. I think that one's collecting a little bit too much dust. US Air was 22.55. Whew. Ryan says, just a heads up, the 321 Toga video is hosted on my own YouTube simmer channel. Not meaning to self-promote, just for personal reasons. It's better to have it there only. Not a problem, man. Not a problem, Ryan. I'll definitely check it out, for sure. Ed Reed says, do you not qualify for a partial unemployment benefit? So there's a lot of language. If you take a voluntary leave line, I don't think you will qualify for partial unemployment for that. So LA Center is on, Geo. I have to look at the wording, Ed Reed. They just came out with all of it now, so I really got to look at the wording and read into it before I decide if I'm going to attempt to bid for it or not. All right, let me call LA Center here, 125.8, and we got to start down pretty soon here, so hopefully they'll be able to hear me all right. I totally forgot we were on a network. Thank you for the heads up, Geo. Really appreciate it, man. And I keep forgetting our calls.
Centers, American 365 out of San Diego, requesting for clearance to San Francisco. Alright, 5065, Roger, expect PDC San Diego, altimeter 3024. Okay, PDC 3024, American 365.
LA Center, good afternoon. Cactus 527, we're level 350, about 40 miles west of Blythe Bravo Lima Hotel. Like to pick up our IFR into Phoenix Sky Harbor. Squawking 7144, Cactus 527.
Los Angeles Center, Southwest 356, with you holding short runway 26 right at Los Angeles.
7144.
Good evening, Los Angeles Center, Turkish 4718, request IFR flight to Washington, Dallas.
I gotta turn down that again now. Let's go ahead and turn that output volume down. That's the one thing that bothers me.
One aircraft at a time, Southwest
for VATSIM, it's just the audio levels are a little bit jacked up. But Dimitri says you have to do what's best for you and the family. Everyone makes adjustments the best they can. Get through this. I had to shut down my business and repurpose our staff. Oh, Dimitri, man, thanks. I totally agree with you, man, and my heart goes out to you, dude. I know it's tough, small business owner. I don't know if you have a small business or not, but the fact that you got to shut down your own business and repurpose our staff, dude, that's not going to be easy for anybody. I hope you pull through this just fine, man. All right, let's go. Avio Man says, have you ever set the wrong airline as call sign and frequency? No. I think I did one time after I was streaming quite a bit, and then I went back to work and I said the wrong Wrong airline. Uh-oh. Who's on top of me there?
American 735, you there?
Who's on top of me at 1,800 feet?
Radio check
Oh, look at that though. Just hold on a second. We gotta look at this.
Flight to Washington Dulles Airport. 4718, cleared for standby, 5 minutes.
Oh my goodness. That just looks. Gerald McGinley coming in with a $10 bomb. He says, "Thanks for the awesome stream. Gotta head out now and get paid to not touch a plane for the next 6 hours. I'll post some photos of the Airbus sleepover." Gerald, thank you so much for that donation, man. Huge bomb to the channel. Really appreciate it. Have fun out there, man. Enjoy your job. Don't get sick. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Definitely post some pics, dude. Thank you for the support. Really appreciate it, man.
91, runway 27, taxi Bravo, from the United 320, just north of you.
All right, so we need to also finish our preps here. So
American 1228, traffic off your right side, landing parallel runway 25 right, less than the optimal distance.
oh, come on, I keep doing that. Airports. There we go. 111.75, 078. We're gonna do KPHX08. Next phase, we're going to slow this down. We're going to do 320 at 7.8 Mach.
America, sorry, left to 712, turn left heading 290. Turn left 290, last gate 712. Sample 356, the wind is 0606.
Altimeter in Phoenix was 281.
1864, turn right heading 060.
Temperature down there is a 19er.
Maintain 6,000, expect visual pressure way 26.
Wind 140 at 10.
26 left, roger, right turn heading 060. Correct.
What do we got for the MDA straight in? 1368.
Right turn 060, maintain 6,000, expect 26 left for arrival.
26.
Right, American 735.
Hope they're not changing them
Here's
around.
the aircraft there, United 1864.
All right, we're level 350. We're going into Phoenix. We're playing right now the ILS 8, 108.10. Auto-tune that. Final approach course is going to be 078 3000 at what's up.
735, wait for the
We're in an A319 for tail strike avoidance. We're going to go manual brakes. We're probably just going to go idle reverse because we're so light. We'll probably just roll it down. We'll see what the traffic is down there, though. We may have to go manual, or we might have to go full reverse. But we are going to stay manual brakes, full flaps, right-hand turn off landing runway 8. No other questions. And he's sorting out the traffic there for us, so we'll just keep listening. And we're back in the clouds. Dang it. Make sure my audio's up. Perfect. All right. We should be starting down here pretty soon. Max Rank, what's up, man? Hey, crew. Hope everyone is safe and well. Max Rank, welcome to the stream, dude. P the UK, what's going on, man? Hey, Cap, we'll all get through this together.
I did have radar contact on you. There is an American A319 just 12 o'clock, 2 miles, descending out of plot 330. Are you in touch with him?
Traffic in sight for Cactus 527.
Alright, okay, descend and maintain flag level 330, initially Cactus 527.
All right, descend and maintain flight level 330, Cactus 527. All right, we're descending 330. I see him down there.
250 and 5000 for visual 26 left, 712. Yeah, Southwest 1275, I'm sending the PDC, advise ready for departure.
I don't know what this view is. I was just going through my views. I think it's an internal cockpit view, but that's kind of cool. I can see him right there in our descent down.
3371, taxi to parking.
Parking will be back with you shortly. Southwest 3371.
American 1228, hold short runway 25 right on Papa.
Ryan says, hey, that looks familiar.
For right, Papa, American 1228. American 735 on up to Docker, wind calm, Robert Chief.
Dimitri, what's up, man? Says, I know this is the most precious commodity, but if you have some and feeling ambitious, could you make a video on how to strap this IEs on the Toliss? Yes, Dimitri, I talked about it a little bit earlier when I first started the stream. I'm going to, hopefully I'll do it this weekend. Let's see, well, it already is the weekend, Saturday. I'm forgetting what day it is, guys. That's how crazy this whole thing is. I don't even know what day of the week it is. But yeah, Dimitri, I'm really going to try to get a quick little tutorial video out there, get the coordinates for you guys to get the IAE mod on the lovely 319. I mean, just look at those babies. Come on, Dimitri. That's some juice right there, is it not? Woo. Descend to 250, Cactus 527. 250 is a blue. He just gave us a descend. Let's go ahead and hustle down. We're going to go open descent. You're partially blocked there. Did you want to Cactus 527 over to Unicom?
That's correct. Albuquerque's all flight. Have a good flight.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one. All right, back to Unicom, 22.8, 280 knots at Skull, leveling 25,000. Once we get to 25, we'll reset our vertical deviation and head on down. Dimitri says, interesting cockpit mod for the 1921 cockpit. Let me take a look. Dimitri. What are you posting here? Ooh, 319 mixed panels mod. Let me see. After mod. I'm struggling to see before. After mod. Wait, is this for the Toliss? Before? Oh, it just kind of makes it a little bit lighter. I see. Before, I'm going through these after. Oh, it definitely lightens it up a little bit. Interesting, Dimitri. Let me look at the overhead. I'm looking at these images that Dimitri posted. Oh, traffic. Who are we descending on? Oh, boy. Whoever's in front of me. That's alright. TCAS, I have control. We're going to descend below him. Illegal. I should have taken manual control. I'm going to slow it up. Yeah, I see him. We're going to continue descending down. What's the bottom altitude here? It is, for landing 8, it's going to be 5,000. So we'll set 5,000, continue descend. Descend. We are. Clear of conflict. Is that, I don't know who that is up there. Let's take a look at the map. Let's take a quick gander. According to Sim Toolkit Pro, I am right on the tail of an American 9789er. Joel, who is also going to Phoenix. All right, so what I'm going to do, if he's going to Phoenix, are you on the chat? That American that's in front of me, man? You just stay fast. How's that? You stay fast. I'll reduce speed. You stay fast. We'll give ourselves a little bit of space and going into Phoenix. Ryan, or Dimitri, I like those pics, man. I might give it a shot. Kind of like the old CRT. That's the thing with the Toliss cockpit that I don't know if it bothers me a little bit, but it's like the font and the texturing looks like an old CRT screen setup, which would be an EIS1 load most likely. But there's just mixed stuff. Like, then this needs to be, the format on the upper recam needs to be changed. Then the 3D McDo needs to be changed to an old school one. But I mean, we'll see. I like that. I think it's interesting, Dimitri. I'll probably give it a shot. All right, we're gonna level off. We missed our vertical descent. We're gonna just go ahead and level off here. We're gonna level off. We're going to slow down. We're going to slow down. What's our next altitude? I think we're below 220. The next one, Hydra at 19. Level off, dude. There we go. Level change. Altitude hold. Stow those. I'm going to reduce speed. I'm going to reduce speed to 280 as we go in here. And then I'll set this back up to a descend at 1,000 feet per minute. But we're well below profile. You know what? I'm just going to... We'll do this. We'll set 14. First out of open descent, we're going to capture. Reduced to 280 knots now. And our new meter in the box is 2981. And as we're getting ready to enter the clouds, we're going to get the ice on here. Turn the seatbelt sign on. Joe, what's up, man? Affirm sounds good. Sweet. That'll give us a little bit of spacing going into Phoenix. I'll maintain 280. I wonder if I could see you on the above mode. Can't quite reach it from there. Nah, I'm too far below him now, but alright, that'll be good. That'll be perfect. Dimitri says the Toliss cockpits are a bit bluish and the interior nights are off a bit. This mod makes them grayish and more realistic. You'll be a better judge. I'll definitely check it out, Dimitri. I'm always down for tinkering with and adding a few mods here and there to the Airbus. I mean, as you can see, I'm loving this mod right now. But I'll definitely throw a video up. I don't think it will make anybody upset, right? It's a free mod, so it's not like I'm distributing any files that are illegal. So I think it'll be safe to do a video for it. Joe says I'm on Unicom, so any messages go through there. Cool, man. All right, Joe, I'll definitely let you know, dude. Phoenix right now, Ed Reed, thank you. 120 at 5, 10 miles, and temperature 1730, 15 on the meter, you say. All right, we'll bump it up. 30, 15 on the meter. Let's see, Toliss, will you correct for that? No, you won't. Let's start a little vertical speed down and get her back on there. 30, 15 now. Thank you, Ed Reed, for the updated weather. The winds are 120 at 5, so they've died down a bit too. That's nice. Still 1368 on the barrel. Come on now, just get down there. We've got a speed restriction at Hydra, 265 knots. We'll keep the ice on for now. I don't know if we're gonna need it, but cloud surfing. Oh, yes, sir. Geo says I'm behind you at 270. Excellent, Geo. You might want to check your speed just a tad. I've reduced to 280 indicated. So, just so we can have proper spacing, man. Sounds good, though, Geo. Dimitri says after almost 2 years of supporting, paying the Magnite 787-900 project, I can honestly say it's now very flyable and will be even better when the new cockpit textures come out. Ooh, Dimitri. Interesting. I've seen a couple videos out there for the Magnite 7.8. I will probably entertain the idea of checking it out here relatively soon. I'm really holding out for that A300, though. I really want to see that A300 drop. And then the A350, if it were to get an update. Now, as far as I can tell, as far as the roadmap for Toliss goes, I think the 350 is on their priorities, like the top of their priority right now, top of their priority list. But I'll definitely look into the Magnite a little bit more. It's an awful lot of glass up there in that cockpit, though. A lot of glass up there. Also a custom-made FMC. Very interesting. All right, Dimitri. I'll definitely look into it more, man. Thanks for the heads up. Geo, you're 270 indicated. Right. Perfect, dude. I can see him back there. There's Geo. Right there, a little speck. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, looks like we're turning. I'd like to get below these clouds so I can see some ortho. Let's see. Hydra below 19. I can see Joel up there at 5 miles. Perfect. I should probably check the plan view out. I don't know if I even verified that our flight plan is kosher all the way in. And being the Toliss, definitely want. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Actually looks pretty darn good to me. Beautiful. There we go. That's when I knew I was getting close to home. The green goes away and you get that real bland brown desert, man. Guys in dispatch, the weather update is called Flight Following. Yes, sir. Cedric, what's up, man? Says, hey, everyone, not related to the Airbus, but what does feathering, auto-feathering mean doing a prop? So, feather, auto-feather. I think I talked about this in my piston series a little bit. I talked about feathering. But essentially, if you look at a propeller from the front, it's flat, right? And if you look at it from the profile view, it's actually an airfoil. It is an airfoil. It's shaped like a wing. It's got a camber, so it creates forward lift, i.e. thrust, for the airplane. Now, when you're looking at the propeller face on, you see those flat blades. If the propeller were to be feathered, you would see the edge of the propeller only. So it would almost be like the propellers were vertical facing you. So you would only see the leading edges of the propeller. So they'd be sitting up vertical. Now, what that does is that reduces drag if you lose an engine. So think of it this way. If you're flying in a propeller-driven airplane and you lose your engine's no longer working. If that propeller stops and it's flat-pitched or flat-facing, that's going to create a lot of drag. If you feather the propeller, you can move those propeller blades so they're knife-edged going through the air. So you reduce your drag, and it reduces a lot of different negative characteristics of having an engine failure in a propeller-driven aircraft. So an auto-feather system will automatically feather your propellers if they fall below a certain torque level, most likely because you're going to be at a turboprop if you've got an auto feather. So an auto feather is very important on some airplanes, especially like the Beech 99. If you can lose control of your airplane if you have an unfeathered propeller and an engine failure below a certain airspeed. We call it VMC, minimum controllable airspeed, single engine. Now, if you don't have an auto feather system, or say it fails and that engine fails and your propeller does not feather and you don't manually feather it, you could lose control of your aircraft depending on your airspeed. So that's a very basic example of what feathering a propeller is. All right, 12,000 at punt. We're going to manually enter these in. Thrust idle, open, descent, and punt's got to be crossed at 230 knots, and we'll manually select speed 230. And we're going to cross punt out of below 12, hopefully, if I don't screw this up. We're going to get the speed brakes out a little bit. Dimitri says, yeah, I heard it through the grapevine that Toliss 350 update is a couple weeks away. Nice. Neil says, formation flying with a subscriber, I believe. Yes, sir. The GeoNet. When will Toliss update the 319? I know, man. I was a little bit saddened when I saw that wasn't really on their priority list at all. It's a shame, because I think if they were to just give it the same FMGC logic that 321 has with the secondary flight plan and a couple of bug fixes with VNav, it would really, really just kind of finish it. But we'll see, man. We can only wait. Moose says, great stream as always. Thanks very much for sharing the knowledge. Moose, thank you, man. Glad you're learning. Welcome aboard. Oh. Oh, look at that. Alright, we can probably turn up our sounds now. We'll turn up that volume. We're going to turn up the airplane volume. We're getting ready now. And let's go ahead and do this. We're going to set 3,000. Next speed restriction is 210. I'm going to slow to 210. Well, you know what? We're just going to manually screw it. We're just going to manually do every single one. We're going to go ahead and set 9,000. This isn't necessarily realistic. 210, 9. We'll set that. I'm going to activate and confirm the approach phase right now. We're getting to see some very juicy views here for sure. I cannot wait. I've been so excited for this part of the flight here. I'm like a little kid coming into Phoenix, man. I get so excited.
Traffic southwest 40.
Let's go ahead and get the flaps out.
Right base for runway 8.
Slats are extending. Beautiful. They're looking good. Cedric says, really good explanation, V1. Thanks. Yeah, man, no worries. And I go over it in depth, Cedric. Even if you don't care about pistons or anything like that. But if you go to my piston series on my channel, I believe it's the second video or something where we're doing the aircraft run up, and I talk in depth about the engine and a complex propeller system. And even though it's not a turboprop, the same principles will apply. And that might, if you have any more confusion, that might really help you out. Alright, well, we're going to blow through that restriction. Whoops. Let's go ahead and set 6,000. And we'll be below 7 for that for teal. So we're going to the only adder above is Caber, right? Is Kagor. Well, no, Falgo's at 6. So we're going to set 6. Down we go. At 10,000 feet, lights are coming on. No longer need the engine anti-ice. What's our range from Phoenix right now?
Traffic southwest 40, 57 is on a 16 mile per hour for runway 8.
Sky Harbor traffic, Cactus 527. We're about 23 miles out to the west. We're inbound on the Hydra 1 for straight in runway 8, Phoenix. We're going to come all the way back to... Let's come back to 200. I feel like we're gaining on Joel there just a tad. Oh yeah, we're a little bit too close to Joel. We're going to really slow it up here. Let's come back to 180. Oh, Cedric says those engines are so sexy. I agree, man. Straight juicies. Oh, this is it, coming in the straight in runway 8. I did a lot of flight instructing out here in Phoenix too, so we're going to be passing the superstitions are over there, but we're still out over, oh gosh, this is not Goodyear. What airport is this? Yeah, it is Goodyear, look at that. Over Goodyear, Lufthansa has a flight training academy there. And that's where they park airplanes, look at that. That it is an aircraft graveyard. They have a very wide runway for bringing in heavy aircraft. And I used to take my students into Goodyear to land on whatever runway number this was because it was so wide, and we talked about runway illusions. And there's a bunch of different illusions when you have a narrow runway or a really wide runway. You might think that you're lower than you actually are, and then you end up flying in too high. So I used to come into Goodyear quite a bit. This is, oh gosh, Glendale. Yep, Glendale Municipal. So let's go out that wing there. Glendale Municipal did a lot of landing training. Which one's Glendale? I think this is Glendale, and that's Falcon. Or not Falcon. That's the Air Force Base, I think, over there. Luke. No, Luke's not over there. I don't know which one that is, but there's Glendale. That might be Luke Air Force Base. That's Glendale. So we'd go do a lot of landing. I bounced I smashed so many 172s into this airport right here, sitting in the right seat as an instructor, teaching guys how to fly. Unbelievable. I also almost put my landing gear struts through the wing spars of a Piper 28, PA-28 Aero, a long time ago when I was learning how to do short field landings. I definitely smashed one in there very hard. And I was based out of Deer Valley over there somewhere. Cool, cool. All right, we got to pay attention here. We're getting high. Let's go ahead and set 4,000. Open descent. Let's go flaps 2. Ed Reed, 3 mile separation on final. Yeah, we're a little too close. I'd like to have about 5, but I think we could do 3. There we go. That looks good right there. Phoenix in sight. Let's go ahead and arm the approach, see if it captures up. Glide slope blue, low blue, autopilot 1+2, cat 3, a dual. We got to catch up to this slope. See if we can capture it. There's Loke Star. Phoenix traffic, Cactus 527, 11 miles straight in, runway 8, Phoenix. Let's go ahead and bring it back a little bit more. Let's bring it back to 160.
Phoenix traffic, Southwest 4057, 5 mile final, runway 8.
Start riding those boards in. Oh, this just looks too cool, though. Look at that shot. I can't wait for that. I might have to just rewind the entire replay. Like Loke Star, Glide Slope Star. Missed approach altitude is 5,000. Set. We're going to go out of sequence here. We're going to go flaps 3 out of sequence. So I'm going to retract the speed brakes. We're going to go to a wing view, and we're going to go flaps 3 out of sequence.
Phoenix traffic, Alaska 1897, 13 miles out, runway 8, straight in, Phoenix traffic.
There's Geo calling in. Excellent, excellent. Alright, we're going to do... I'm configuring early because I'm doing this for all cinematic purposes. Let's get a gear down. Slow it up. Oh, so much juice happening right now. Alright, I don't have track IR, so let's go ahead and disconnect it. Hand fly it. Glide slope and Loke are all captured up. Things are looking good. Cabin check. Alright, land checks. Chem crew advised auto thrust speed. ECAM memo. Landing all green. Auto brakes are off. Landing check is complete. Clear to land. Runway 8. Phoenix traffic. Cactus 527. 5 mile final. Runway 8. TKS, I have control. Oh, that's tight. Might be too tight on this guy. Let's see, where is he? I don't see him.
Phoenix traffic, Southwest 4057, runway 8.
We're going to be too tight. Phoenix traffic, Cactus 527 are going to be sidestepping to 7 left. Let's go ahead and do this. We're going to go flight directors off. LS push buttons off. Give me the bird. I'm going to sidestep so we don't land on top of that guy. Phoenix traffic, Cactus 527, 3 mile final sidestep to runway 7 left, Phoenix. I'm leaning my head like trying to see the runway if I had track IR on, but I don't. We're going to just sidestep over to 7 left. 2 whites, 2 reds, we're still coming down. 500 stable.
Flag slow.
Oh, that's gonna go off because I don't have the. Actually, I shouldn't be going off because glide slope is off. Oh well. Got a little bit low there, but we're alright.
Finish traffic, landing runway 8. Finish traffic, we're going to 9, clear 0.
I guess he cleared 8. We could have made it. That would have been tight, though.
50, 40, 4, retard, 10.
Oh yeah. Spoilers. Reverse green. Decelling. 70 knots. I wanted to make that high speed. We'll take the next one. Stow the buckets. We got to taxi over to the old AmericaWest gate, so. Phoenix traffic at 527, we're clearing 7 left. Flaps coming up. Let's see if we can get on the transition over here, see catch Geo's landing. Phoenix 10-9, I think I can go left here on Tango, yep. Flaps are coming up. Kill the lights. The APU primed up. There was that first American we were following. And Geo, where you at, man? Oh, just missed it. There's Geo rolling out. Beautiful.
Finish traffic, allocate to net 7, clear runway 8.
Alright, we're gonna go park it up in, let's see, we'll go to the middle tier over here. Flap is open, we'll spin it up. Oh, you know what? This was a... Let's see, what view was this? I'm trying to remember. That's the APU view. That's why I have that view bound. I think I messed up some of my CSL folders. Nobody has landing gear. I only have the Bluebell CSLs. I know Dougal was helping me send some other ones. I gotta load those up, but I think I might have made a mistake with the Bluebell CSLs, unless that's an X-Pilot Air. As soon as we get, this is an old 319, so we can't shut down single engine. We are not Setwa. We need to have 2 gens online before we can single engine taxi. There it is right there. We'll go ahead, yellow electric pump on. Confirm 2, confirm. Shut down engine 2. Oh, listen to that spool down.
Phoenix traffic southwest 4768, taxiing 7 left Phoenix.
Geo, 136 on the landing. You beat me, dude. I think, I forget what it was. What was it, 150s? Nicely done, Geo. He's gonna take that gate over there. We'll take this one here, park next to this Airbus right here. We'll take the one on the pier, what the heck. Alpha 12. Gerald McGinley's out there. Ready to marshal this in. Brake set. APU is running. Seatbelt sign off. Engine 1. Dougal says, download the one that I sent you, over 6,000 aircraft in it. All right, Dougal, I will do it, man. I'll do it. Nice spin down there. Things are looking good. All right, we're clear. Jet bridge is up 5%. Beacon light is off. And we'll go ahead and disconnect from Pilot Edge. Thank you, guys. Thanks for flying with me. You guys were awesome. Sorry I missed your landing there, Gio. I didn't think I'd be clear of the runway in time. It might have been a good idea that I sidestepped, because you might have been landing on top of me. But, alright guys, let's throw this into replay mode. I want to watch this from the beginning. Well, not all the way from the beginning, but obviously. We'll go ahead and disable real view just to be safe. And let's back it up. But appreciate it. Ran into an interesting 319 bug. Disabled Loke. Sim started stuttering like a madman. First time I ran it. Wow, Joel, I haven't had that issue yet, man. That does sound like a bug. Hopefully it's only a one-time occurrence. Thank you, Boo Mac. This is nice landing. Appreciate it. Get it a little bit closer. Oh, here's our sidestep maneuver. That's pretty cool, sidestepping in close like that. But there we go with that hand flying. There's the old, used to be Bank 1 ballpark, man. I went a couple ball games there. Now it's, is it Chase Field? Or is it even changed? It was Bank 1 ballpark forever, then they changed it, and I think they changed it again. Now it has a roof over it. Employee parking lot, and then there's an employee parking lot on this side as well, closer to the 7s. OT says, do any of the Airbuses you fly have rounded edges on the EFIS panel? They're probably a more efficient name. Rounded edges on the EFIS. Gosh, I don't even know, man. I'd have to look at some cockpit pictures. I can't tell you definitively or not. I've never been asked that question. Coming in over the 101 or 51. That's the 51. More employee parking right there. Carried the thrust a hair too long. I was a little slow on that retard. Oh, 155, 46 feet above threshold. Welcome to Phoenix Sky Harbor. Oh yeah. Oh, the memories, man. The memories. This real black edging on the runway there too. There is a payware Phoenix I need to check out. I think Dimitri was telling me about it earlier. PTUs are getting restless out there. We'll watch one from the wing and then we'll do some outside shots. Nick M says, great sidestep and landing. I was on American 73 and a sidestep the 3-6 center and a 3-6 left. Saved us probably 10 minutes. Oh yeah, going into Charlotte, man, definitely. 10 minutes might have saved you 15-minute taxi. Who knows? You get stuck trying to cross one of those runways. Oh, look at that beautifulness. I love it. I love it. Let's watch one from outside. A little bit of a crosswind there. Dogs are getting antsy. And drifted a little bit there. Oof. Like pretty textbook to me. I've just decided that my rudders are absolutely terrible. And I know that may sound like an excuse, but I've realized that I can't even taxi in other simulators, like Digital Combat Sim. I have a very hard time taxiing any airplane. So let's do a tower view here. I'm just going to have to get gonna have to get some new rudder pedals. I mean, my right rudder is, it has no spring in it, so when I go right, I have to always take it out with my left foot. It's kind of weird. But that's my excuse for centerline control now. I thought it used to just be X-plane physics too. I think there is a combination of X-plane crosswind physics. I mean, I touched down right on the money, but I just couldn't. I can't do those fine control movements. Landing gear view, you got it, Ed Reed. Right here. The I-10 inner loop. Is that what it was, man? I've forgotten everything, man. Captain Gio says, great flying with you, man. Gotta run. Gio, get out of here, dude. Stay safe, bud. Keep your head up. I'll see you next time, Gio. Thanks for flying with me, man. Dimitri said Nimbus. I think it's nice, although Mr. X you have now is a good one, too. Yeah. Well, you know, if there's some more vintage Airways liveries or AmericaWest liveries that come out, might have to do some more Phoenix flying. I just really enjoy this livery. It brings me back, man. Brings me back to why I remember and just being so passionate about everything aviation. Really good for pick-me-ups times like these. But you guys know what that music is. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Really appreciate it. All my mods, sponsors, donators, new members to the channel. Remember, if you're a commercial pilot and you're a new member to the channel, I just opened up the FAQ. I'll open it, or I'll go over it in video format on the After Dark podcast. So go ahead and navigate to the community tab, get your questions in. And until next time, guys, I hope you stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy the rest of your weekend. This is V1. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya!